welcome again to the channel. So since last we spoke, I had packed this jump right behind me, the big table, and I tarped over it and all that, and it's rained a lot since, which is great for sort of the further plans. Since the last video I came back and sort of gave it a second pack. I haven't ridden it since because I wanted to give it some good time to rest, just to make sure that it would be nice and rock solid, because I wanted to try out landing on it and seeing the speed that we're gonna have for this next feature afterwards. I'm not quite sure what this is gonna end up being. I believe that we're gonna have a ton of speed. Now that I see it, and now that I see the feature before it, and I've landed on the big table a couple times, even when it was unpacked and all that, and I still had a lot more speed than I expected. What is good is that the dirt can just be shifted around at this point. You know, I've got my takeoff that I believe is a bit high. I'm probably gonna sort of like chop off the last quarter of it and put it further on the landing or something like that. And then afterwards, as you can see, that is going to be our landing. And I think right now I've got it starting right about there, but I think it needs to be pushed back another meter or something like that, just because of the amount of speed that we're going to have. And I believe I'm gonna do some kind of landing with a berm on the side, so sort of a little curved berm here. Don't know if you can see, but there's a bit of a dirt mound down there, which is where some old takeoff used to be, that since got its dirt taken away from it. We're not going to start quite there, we're going to start a bit further, just because the jump isn't meant to be that big. So yeah, just gonna shift some dirt around today, get an idea of how this area should be looking. Obviously there's a decent amount of gardening that I need to do here. With spring coming around, the trails are looking nice and green and beautiful, and everything is just growing and all that. So yeah, some good amount of gardening to be done. So here we are on the landing of the big table. I've kind of used the rake and the shovel to give a first draft of how it's gonna look, but it's still probably going to change after that. So as you can see, I've got the lip there, the takeoff, and just going up. Very rough first draft, but it might still need to be flattened out a little bit. This might still kick us a bit, so I'll have to mellow out the top of it a little bit. And then after that, nice and long flat area, and sort of, obviously I need to refine this a lot, but sort of a landing on the side, and then dig into that side and round it out a little bit, so that you can come from the left side and go and stick yourself on that landing, and go and get the takeoff. And if you're coming from the right side, you're just sort of landing and going sort of straight down. So one thing I have to work out as well is how much do I want to dig into that sort of patch just down there where I've got my hand. I was initially thinking the dirt sort of comes back up around that area here. I was initially thinking of having a bit of a roller going over that, but I think that's just gonna be a bit too tight. So I might end up just sort of digging that a little bit out and just make a nice big compression that then sort of gets us to the next jump after that. And since I'll be digging that out, there'll also be a ton of dirt that we can use for that. Just because I feel like if I try to do something there, it'll just make everything a bit too tight, but at the same time, it's hard to tell until there's actually a takeoff there and everything. So yeah, we'll see. There's still a lot of dirt moving to do, and even once we've done all the dirt moving, might turn out that we still need to move more dirt, so we'll see. So here we are going to be doing a first little session on the rough draft of the third feature in the line. I have untopped this jump. I've given it a quick little water, quick little brush and all that stuff, so it should be okay to ride right now. And it will be the first time that I actually ride this jump since I have packed it like a video or two ago, depending on how I edit it. So we'll see how it handles with some tire marks on it, and it's especially to see how much speed I'm gonna get from here into this. So I've just quickly packed a quick little takeoff strip. It's not going to be representative at all of like how much speed I'm actually going to get once I use this takeoff and go on, but it's just to have an idea of how much speed I'll be getting into it rather than out of it, kind of thing. So I can then adjust the length of the table and where the landing is going to be, and all that stuff after it. And yeah, so gonna set up the camera, get a few runs in, see how it feels, have some fun on the newly shaped table landing, and see how it goes. That was a pretty successful test. Yeah, I mean, landing needs to be packed a bit more. As you can see, there's a few tire marks that have showed up from just riding it, but that's fine. I just need to pack that. Realistically, I should probably let it dry out and just really crust itself in. And yeah, that takeoff is in a decent location. I'm going to need to reshape it a little bit, but the speed was approximately right. I can go and show you. If we have a look at where my tire marks are landing, sort of like in this area, somewhere down there, the takeoff is, well, the landing is about in the right place where we want it to be, raised a little bit, and that's sort of taking into account the extra speed that we'll have from the landing being nice and hard and the takeoff being harder as well, and just overall getting a bit more speed once everything is dry. So putting the landing about there, and then I'll probably do a little roller in there and then a takeoff somewhere down there. So that should be all good. And that's gonna be it for this very short little testing session. I'll
cue in little existential crisis right there.
Honestly, I never know whether this is the end of a video or not, or just like the start of a new segment, because I'm constantly sort of like doing small little sessions because I come over and run with the dog here. well, ride with the dog here. Right now this is just a short after work session. You know, next time might be a long weekend session, who knows. So it's a bit hard for me to do those segments, which is why I'd like to do nice outros, you know, where I tell you to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But realistically, I never really know when to do them, because, you know, right now we are, I think we're the 17th of April or something like that. But it's likely that this video is going to be released in 3 weeks or something like that. So whatever. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the bell. And if you like the videos, leave a comment as well. Tell me what your fondest memory of riding BMX is. Yeah, give it to me.